I'm Dan Irwin, Partners Mission Food Bank.
Michael Judd, running for Ward 7, City Council, Kingston. And yeah, I've got a few questions from myself and from people that I've been talking to.
Great.
Had a little tour, which was nice. Hopefully we can go over some of that. But I'll just run through some of these are really basic questions, but a lot of people don't know.
Right.
And I know I didn't, just from what you showed me.
Yeah.
So how long has this place been running?
Yeah, so we started in 1984. We've been in this location since 2003, I believe it was.
Quite some time.
A long time.
Yeah. And then, do you know roughly how many people it actually services? Like how many?
Yeah. So this year, so far, I was just looking up the numbers for you. Yeah. We're just a little over 6,100 people we've helped this year, and 28.6 of those were under 18.
That was my next question. You know, how many are kids? So that's a lot.
Almost 30% of our 6,100 that we help are
a lot
kids.
Of kids.
It is.
Do you have any idea what sort of percentage might actually be homeless or just low income, or is that information that you actually
we don't track a lot of that. Like, we understand some of our clients are homeless.
Yeah.
We are careful to track things like that and share. What we tend to do is we help them with the food that they can handle. So our orders get adjusted sometimes. So for example, we have fresh fruit, vegetables, milk, eggs, and frozen meat. So we try and work with them to give them only what they can handle.
Yeah, my colleague and I were talking about that when we came in here. There was squash out front, and whether people can actually handle cooking that over a fire.
Yeah.
Right? And so.
So I would say there's only a small portion of our clients who are actually homeless. Most of the homeless clients are using a meal program. Okay. They do come here, but majority of our clients have a home.
And they have some basic facilities.
And they've got the facilities to cool, to cook, and things like that.
Hence the perishable goods, the frozen goods and so on.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh, very good. Do any that are actually homeless, in need, or just using the service contribute to the service? Do they volunteer anything?
We have, I'm trying to think, we don't have many volunteers that are current clients. We have to be very careful with privacy.
Of course.
We're careful with that anyway, but we try and be very careful. We have had some volunteers who have used their service in the past and who've gotten to a new point in their life and have had time.
So they've come back
and help us, which is wonderful. We love to see that we were there for someone when they needed it, and then they're back around to try and help others in the community.
At present, what are your biggest needs?
Yeah, so that always variable. Right now we're in front of baby food.
Yeah,
it's pretty good today. So give us a couple of weeks and it might not be. We're kind of always on that.
And lots of diapers, I know.
Yeah, we've done great with diapers right now. Again, we got to touch some wood there and go, thank you to the community because it's doing well. Box cereal is always a challenge for us. We put a box in every order. So box cereal is a challenge. As long as you don't have a nut allergy, we give out peanut butter. So that's always, those main staples we always are handing out. We ask people, if you're growing produce in your garden, great, we can take that.
Like that I didn't know.
Yeah. Okay. So the squash actually came from the Joyceville farm. So we've got the inmates who are working their garden out there, and they've been bringing us potatoes and squash. So that's wonderful. We also have some local gardeners and farmers who will bring in tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchinis, and that's always really great, and we really appreciate that.
Oh, that's really good to know. I volunteer at some at one of the local gardens.
Yeah.
Quite often there's extra stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
In this time of year, our front area can look like a farmer's market, and our clients love that.
Okay. Oh, very good. Is there anything that the city could do different that might help? Because I am running for council.
Yes, you are.
So what's the bear I need to poke when I get this wonderful position?
Yeah, so the city has been helpful with us. Yeah. For example, during the pandemic, when Parks and Rec people didn't have jobs to do, some of them came in to sort food and help us build the hamper orders. So that was a real benefit. The city helped organize that, so we appreciate that. Right this moment, I don't have a specific need to ask of the city. I guess I just ask that they always be keep our clients in mind, that there's a number of people that are doing very well in Kingston, but there's a lot who, you know, like I said, it's over 6,100 right now that we're helping this year that need help. And so we need to keep that in mind, and any kind of decisions or plans, feel free to reach out to myself and the others in the Food Providers Network.
Considering that in the discussion we
Yeah.
had earlier, where does most of your funding come from?
Yeah.
Where do you get everything to make this work?
Yeah, our community.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about Kingston. Kingston's so generous. So we don't receive agency funding or government funding. We exist based on the donations that we get around town, whether you're dropping off a grocery donation in a bin at the grocery store that we pick up, or you go online and make a donation or send in a check. That's how we operate. Last year we distributed $2.8 million worth of food on about $1 million operating budget. So
You got $1 million from the public of Kingston.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
The food bank is bigger than most people realize.
Yeah,
Like I said, 6,100 people out of our 130-some thousand people in Kingston. So that,
Yeah, I used to volunteer in my old community. It's nowhere
Yes.
near that big. Now, they had multiple food banks. Kingston really only has the one, and then some
Yeah.
run by churches.
yeah.
Or things
So
like that,
we're the primary food bank for all of Kingston.
Okay.
St. Vincent's de Paul, for example, their primary meal program, but they also have a food pantry. So
Okay.
if someone's struggling, they have some.
But it's not a
food there
full
as well.
bank.
No,
So-
we're the only one that provides a week worth of food when you come in.
Okay. And no, what else? We've covered most. A couple of you pointed out a couple of things the
Yeah.
federal government did chip in on. Your one
Yeah, so we-
clean room there.
Right. So we apply for grants when the opportunity arises or when we have a need. In 2020, the federal government helped us, along with Walmart Canada, fund building our clean room or our breakdown room. That's where we take sugar and make it into smaller packed family kind of sizes. So again, we're aiming for that week worth of groceries, so we can take that 2 kilograms and break that down. Likewise for tea and coffee. We also had a grant to purchase a large truck. So we've got a large refrigerator truck that we've purchased recently, and more announcements to come later.
Oh, okay. So some good news.
Yes.
Some good news. Okay. Actual students, because we do get students from other countries, and a couple of people have asked me this, including my colleague here. Do you get many students coming from other
Yeah,
countries
so
and so on?
it's
where
not
they
just
can
other
start?
countries, it's also our people who are born in Canada as well. So it's not just our immigrant students that do struggle sometimes, it's also our local students. School's expensive.
Yep.
And living is expensive, rent is expensive, so we do get students through. Both St. Lawrence and Queens have a food bank, so they tend to go there first,
that I didn't know.
but they do rely on us as well.
Okay. Okay. No, thank you very much. It's been very enlightening.
Pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure
Good luck.
meeting you.
Excellent.